5:30. I call the regular meeting of the Board of Mayors and Selectmen of the City of McComb City, Mississippi, June the 11th, 2019, 5:30 meeting to order. I'm going to ask if Selectman Johnson would give us prayer, please.
Let's pray, please. Father, we thank you for such a beautiful, hot day. We thank you for the beautiful citizens of McComb that you have blessed us to serve, Father. Now I pray for your grace, your knowledge, your understanding as we carry out the business affairs of the city. Father, lead us and guide us to make the best decisions for our citizens and for McComb. Father, we thank you for our first responders and all of the employees that represent this city. Continue to lead and guide us into truth. In Jesus' name I pray, amen.
Amen. We thank Selectman Johnson for that prayer. At this time, can I get a motion and a second to adopt the consent docket, please?
So moved.
Second. Thomas, Selectman Johnson. Any discussion on the consent docket? None. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Hearing none. We go straight to our employee recognition. It gives me the honor to recognize these individuals. And as I call your name, if you have family members, I'm going to ask that you would come up or we can take a picture. That's when I invite you all up. But first, the first person I want to recognize here is Philip Hewitt. Philip Hewitt. Come on up, Philip. Chief. Not yet.
Yeah, there we go.
Go ahead, Chief. Tell me something about Philip.
20 years for Lieutenant Hewitt. Great years, good service. Been a model employee. We're lucky to have him. Hope to keep him a lot longer. You also may know that he assisted his lovely bride with helping to organize and pull off the Iron Horse Festival this past weekend. And his wife and himself, they're also a small business owner here in downtown. So we're proud to have him. He does a great job for us and look forward to keeping him for long.
Okay. Let me just read off a few things on my cheat sheet, okay? It tells me that he's been employed with us since February the 25th, 1999. That he is married, and of course, Allison is back there. He has a son, Cody, and a daughter, Peyton. And of course, he graduated from McComb High School. How about that? You know, and he likes hunting, fishing, camping, and beekeeping?
Yep.
You got that whole bee outfit that you...
Well, sometimes I just don't wear it. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I get stung. You know, it's just play with fire, you get burned, right?
You will. At this time, on behalf of the mayor and the board, I do want to present to you a certificate, and it reads, in appreciation. This certificate is presented to Lieutenant Philip Hewitt in recognition and appreciation of loyal and valuable service to the city of McComb, Mississippi. Our best wishes and heartfelt thanks accompany this expression of gratitude. 20 years, Department of Public Safety, firefighter. Today, being February the 25th, 2019, making your 20 years. At this time, I'm going to ask you and your family if you would come up for a picture taking.
They say no.
Allison! Okay.
Maybe me and Chief will get it.
You and Chief, come on up.
That'll work.
I'm going to ask Allison and the children just to stand so everybody can see them. Okay, they came here to support Philip. All right. Okay, come on up before she sings.
Tell me where to put it.
I'm going to do this on 3. 1, 2, and 3.
Philip, you have anything you'd like to say?
been a pleasure, and I hope I can make it at least 5 more.
5 more years. You know, 5 more years, that means he will be in the retirement system.
Well, it means like we'll be maybe
Able to
eligible.
retire.
Might not go. Who knows?
Okay.
Thank y'all.
And while he's going to the back, I do want to thank him and his wife, Allison, and those who worked with her this past weekend to bring off the Iron Horse Festival, which was a very good festival, big success here in the city of McComb. The second person is Chris Smith. G?
Again, this week you may have seen that Engineer Smith was also recognized by the McComb Exchange Club as the Firefighter of the Year. And I stated then the selection process, the firefighters vote on that. And he won it this year by an overwhelming margin. He's well respected, does an excellent job for us, and again, we hope to hold on to him for a long time.
Okay, looking at my cheat sheet on you. Okay, I like these little cheat sheets. Okay, it tells me that you came on board May the 12th,
Yes, sir.
2004, and you're married to Megan Smith, and you've been married for 10 years.
Yep.
Hey, keep going. And that you have children, Madeline Smith, which is 9 years old, and Chandler Smith, which is 6 years old. And you too graduated from McComb High School. How about that? McComb Tigers, yay! He enjoys outdoors, hunting, and fishing. Do you have any of your family here with you today?
No, they're out of town.
They are out of town. Well, Chief, the 3 of us have to take this picture too. As he comes, just as the other certificate read, it reads, "In appreciation, this certificate is presented to Chris Smith in recognition and appreciation of loyal and valuable service to the city of McComb, Mississippi. Our best wishes and heartfelt thanks accompany this expression of gratitude. 15 years, Department of Public Safety, firefighter/engineer."
Thank you.
3. 1, 2, and 3.
Since you're here, Robert Wilkinson is not here.
Yes.
So I would like to give this to you on behalf of him. And Robert is celebrating 10 years of service with the city of McComb.
He's in school this week.
He's in
That's why
school
he
this
didn't
week.
make it.
Mayor Locke,
Yes.
we moved into the agenda, and I'm looking for the rest of the year. All these pages, I had 4 or 5 items, or 5 or 6 items that are not on here. What happened?
There was supposed to be addendum items. We don't have an addendum sheet, Mr. Butler.
Why were there addendums?
The cutoff time is 12 o'clock for agenda items.
I don't think we got a cutoff date for agenda.
Yes, sir. You got me.
12, were they in time?
Y'all got them like, you emailed around 12, so I got them late that day, but I called and let you know I didn't have them. I let the mayor want them on there because they were, not sure, something, I'm not sure.
Okay, but they were gotten in time to be on here.
I have them.
Okay. So were they pulled off?
No, they told me about it after 12 o'clock. It was about 2 or 3 o'clock when they told me about it. And I said, the agenda has already been set, because I was approving the agenda, and they were not on the agenda. So I told them that we would add them as an addendum.
Okay, where's the addendum documentation?
She got them right there.
Let me see what one is, please.
Attorney, who approves the docket before it goes out?
So, according to statute, the clerk is supposed to be the keeper of the agenda, and then the board is the one that sets the agenda quite naturally. And then if you want any items added or removed, then the board would have to do that.
But the city policy is that everything must be in at 12 o'clock.
Okay, there's one other item when we get to this part, that I need to add on to this
Okay.
also.
Okay, no problem. Okay, moving right along, it says, number 4, consider approving a proclamation supporting Marcy Law for Mississippi. Can I get a motion and a second?
Second.
It was motion by Selectman Tullis, second by Selectman Brock. Consider approving the proclamation supporting the Marcy Law. Any discussion? No discussion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Let me read that for you. It says, the City of McComb City Office of Mayor, McComb City, Mississippi proclamation, whereas Marcy Law for Mississippi and advocacy organizations statewide are dedicated to guaranteeing victims' rights and providing a voice. And whereas Marcy's Law for Mississippi supporters agree victims should always be treated with fairness and respect throughout the criminal justice process, protected from the defendant, responsibly heard at public proceedings regarding their case, and given a voice through the process of the case. And whereas, per the Federal Bureau of Investigation, FBI, most recent crime in the United States reported in 2015, a total of 8,254 Mississippians were the victim of violent index crime, including murder, rape, robbery, aggravated assault, burglary, larceny, and motor vehicle theft. And whereas Marcy Law for Mississippi will ensure that victims receive the same rights that are affordable to criminals and have rights to notification of release, hearing, appropriate restitution, and the right to speak at during criminal proceedings. And whereas victim rights is a non-partisan, non-political issue, and Marcy Law is a common sense approach to ensuring victims' rights. Now therefore be it resolved by the Board of Mayor and Selectmen of the City of Macomb, do hereby proclaim support for HC 47 Marcy Law in and for the City of Macomb City, and encourage all our citizens to join in the commitment to protect the rights of Mississippi crime victims. In witness, therefore, I have set my hand and caused the great seal of the City of Macomb City, Pike County, Mississippi, this the 11th day of June, AD 2019. Is anyone here to receive this? Would you please?
Thank you so much.
We've already voted. Mm-hmm. Would you please come take a picture?
Sure, of course.
And I forgot names, so please introduce yourself again to the board and to the public.
My name is Matthew, and I'm running like the state operation for Marcy's Law. So I appreciate you guys. It means a lot. Thank you so much.
I'll do this on 3, 1, 2, and 3.
Thank you so much, sir. Have a great day.
Number 5 says, consider approving a proclamation supporting Mississippi Community Transportation Awareness Day 2019. Can I get a motion in a second?
Move.
Selectman Brock. Second. Selectman Cameron. Any discussion? No discussion. All in favor say aye. Opposers nay. again, Dr. Thompson talked to us about this, and I would like to read that proclamation. City of McComb City Office of Mayor, McComb City, Mississippi proclamation, whereas the City of McComb, Mississippi joins in Mississippi Public Transit Association in recognition of Mississippi Community Transportation Awareness Day. And whereas this celebration is in conjunction with the American Public Transportation Association, APTA, and Community Transportation Systems across the country in celebration of National Dump to the Pump Day, June the 20th, 2019. And whereas the National Dump the Pump Day was established to encourage people to dump the pump and ride community transportation instead of driving their vehicles. And whereas the City of McComb, Mississippi is committed to community transportation to serve individual needs of transit for workforce development, economic growth, education, health care, and quality of life needs. And whereas the importance of safe, affordable community transportation to the people of the state is vital to the well-being and health of the citizens of McComb. And whereas the City of McComb, Mississippi recognizes that it will collaborate with transportation providers in promoting community transportation and its enhancement in the lives of individuals of every age by committing to the following. First, to secure transportation for our constituents to maintain health care needs and employment. 2, promote transportation for community nutritional meal sites and senior activity programs. And 3, provide transportation for individuals to educational facilities and meet their quality of life needs. Now, therefore be it resolved by the Board of Mayor and Selectmen of the City of McComb City, Mississippi, do hereby proclaim June the 20th, 2019 as Mississippi Community Transportation Awareness Day 2019 in the City of McComb, Mississippi, and do hereby urge every resident to join us in taking the time to ride community transportation on this day. In witness thereof, I have hereunto set my hand and caused the great seal of the City of McComb City, Pike County, Mississippi, this the 11th day of June, AD 2019. Is anyone here from the transportation program? If not, I'll get this to Dr. Thompson. Okay. We move to number 6, consider a recommendation from the city administrator appointing this is if I may proceed, since I've got your appointing Joyce Smith as Director of Recreation effective June the 12th, 2019. Can I get a motion and a second?
So moved. Second.
Selectman Toller, Selectman Brock, any discussion? No discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposers nay. Moving right along. Okay, do you have one for okay. Okay. Consider a recommendation from the city administrator appointing Henry Green as the Director of Zoning and Inspection, effective June the 12th, 2019. Can I get a motion and a second?
So moved. Second.
Selectman Hill, Selectman Brock, any discussion? No discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposers nay. Hearing none, moving right along. Number 8, consider approving payment number 8 to Griner Drilling Service Incorporation, Post Office Box 825, Columbia, Mississippi 39429, in the amount of $16,720 for the well number 5 replacement project. Can I get a motion in a second?
So moved.
Second.
Selectman Cameron, second. Any discussion? Any discussion? No discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposers nay. Hearing none, so moved. Keep going. Consider approving payment number 5 to Webster Electric Company, Post Office Box 8129, Meridian, Mississippi 39303 in the amount of $109,105.22 for the railroad project, boulevard project. Can I get a motion in a second? Selectman Johnson, Selectman Brock. Any discussion? No discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed is nay. Hearing none, let's continue. Consider approving payment to the Mississippi State Treasurer, Post Office Box 5644, Pearl, Mississippi 39288, in the amount of $9,952.65 for the closeout of the Hurricane Isaac project and further authorize a budget amendment for said amount. Can I get a motion in a second? Okay, we got Johnson and Cameron second, if you agree to it, Mr. Cameron. Okay, any discussion? No discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed is nay. Number 11, consider approving a hearing date for Friday, June the 12th, 2019, 5 p.m. for houses in various parts of the city to be demolished. Can I get a motion in a second?
So moved. Second.
Okay, that was Selectman Brock, Selectman Hill. Did I hear you correct, Selectman Hill?
Correct.
Okay, any discussion? Yes, sir.
We're gonna do that like at 5 o'clock on board meeting night?
Normally, that's when it was done, but when the work session, they decided they wanted to have it on this day, this time. But if you want to make a substitute motion, that's left up to you. Okay, any other discussion? No other discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed is nay.
Nay.
One nay, and that is Selectman Cameron. Consider approving payment for architectural service for Cox Architect for the new office and break room at the Hollywood Cemetery in an amount of $1,987.50. Can I get a motion in a second? Okay, I heard two. Selectman Tullis, we're going to give you, and Selectman Cameron, would you?
Sure.
Okay. Any discussion? Do want to say, if you haven't been over there, you need to go visit the building. I've been there. The floors was done, all that. It looks nice. Please, if you haven't, go by and look at it. Other than that, anybody else have anything they'd like to say? Questions? Nothing? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed is nay. Let's continue. Consider approving payment for architectural services from Cox Architect for the city park bathrooms for the McComb Recreation Department in the amount of $1,500. Can I get a motion in second?
So moved.
Selectman Tullis, Selectman Cameron. Any discussion? Any discussion? No discussion? All in favor say aye. Opposed is nay. Let's continue to move. Consider receiving a donation in the amount of $1,225 for donation to the McComb Animal Shelter by the Humane Society of the United States Scholarship Award to be received and deposited into Fund 001-05-635. These reimbursed funds will be used for future training of animal control support personnel. Can I get a motion in a second?
So moved. Second.
Selectman Tullis, Selectman Brock. Any discussion? No discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed is nay. Hearing none, let's continue. Consider receiving a donation in the amount of $1,590 for donation to the McComb Animal Shelter by St. Hubert Geralda to be received and deposited into Fund 001-105-690. Can I get a motion in a second?
So moved.
Selectman Tullis. Selectman Cameron. Any discussion? No discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed is nay. Let's continue. Consider receiving a donation in the amount of $310. Cash was $120 and check $190 for donations to the McComb Animal Shelter by Terry Barnes $100, Tammy Gillahan $20, Kayla Hunsucker $40, Sheila King $20, Maddie Riles $25 in honor of Michelle Lombard, Lean Dew $10, Blaze Holmes $40, Teresa Price 55 in honor of Penny to be received and deposited into Fund 001-105770 for equipment and supplies for the animal shelter and specifically for the play yard fencing project. Can I get a motion and a second?
So moved.
Second.
Selectman Toller, Selectman Brock. Any discussion? No discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposers nay. Hearing none, let's keep moving. Consider receiving funds in the amount of $5,687.72 from Southwest Mississippi Narcotics disbursement from fine and seizure funds to be deposited in seizure fund 108-000-332 for expenditures as it relates to narcotic investigation only. Can I get a motion with second?
Second.
Wait, I didn't get the first one. Cameron, Selectman Cameron, and Selectman Brown. Okay. Any discussion? Selectman Brown.
Chief, Gatto.
Yes, sir.
Is this the end, last?
This is not the end. This is not the end. We should be expecting another check, from what I understand, in excess of $20,000 more.
Are they functioning any?
Southwest, no, that's done.
That's
Yeah,
done.
so we're still in the process of structuring that as we stand now.
Right. So you in the process of
Structuring the narcotic division as we speak.
restructuring? Are they reformulating?
Not Southwest Narcotics.
Okay.
We still got state, MBM, but no, not
Gotcha.
Southwest Narcotics. They're done.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, any other questions? None? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposers nay. Hearing none. Number 18, consider receiving funds in the amount of $16.83 from Supermarket Operations Incorporation, McComb Market, through their reward program to be deposited in Fund 001-110-770 for the purchase of other equipment. Can I get a motion and a second?
So moved.
Selectman Toller,
Second.
Selectman Cameron, any discussion? No discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposers nay. Consider receiving funds in the amount of $27.08 from Coca-Cola Bottling Company, United, McComb Market, through an agreement to receive a commission for purchasing of their product to be deposited in Fund 001-110-770 for the purchasing of other equipment. Can I get a motion in a second?
So moved.
Selectman Toller,
Second.
Selectman Williams. Any discussion?
Can somebody elaborate on this just a little bit? Where are these machines located?
Anybody know the question about where these machines are?
Oh, yeah. This machine is located in the department. Majority of the drinks and stuff that's purchased is purchased from the employees there at McComb MPD, Police Department. And there's funds that we get from, that they generate back to us. It's drawing blank, commission from purchasing of those.
That goes back to the PD?
Comes back to us, yeah, or letting that machine there, all of that is no cost. Like I said, majority of those purchases come from the employees there, so that's why I was asking if you would consider just putting that back into 770, so we can use it for equipment. Because that's back in our break room, actually, at the PD.
One other question. Attorney Cockerham, if you would you check and see from the, I guess, Attorney General, whoever you check from, and see if employees here at the City Hall can actually lease that machine that we have, and those funds go back into their kitty. I think I read that somewhere, but check and see. Thank you.
Okay, any other questions? No other questions, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposers nay. Hearing none, consider approving a quote in the amount of $2,985 from Austin Electric Incorporation, 3134 Highway 57 West, Summit, Mississippi 39666, to run underground electrical conduit to service the East McComb Park and splash pad to be paid for and through the hotel motel tax. Can I get a motion and a second? Selectman Johnson. Selectman Williams. Any discussion? No discussion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. One nay. That was Selectman Cameron, correct? Consider approving and ratifying travel and the luncheon fee of $25 to Jackson, Mississippi for the CA Kevin Butler for the American in Bloom and Scenic Communities Training. This training was held June the 10th, 2019. Can I get a motion in second? Selectman Johnson. Selectman Brown. Understand this was a required training for the forestry grant that we had, and Mr. Butler is the designated person, so that's why he had to go. Any questions? No other questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Nay, no. Motion carried. Consider approving and advertising for one bathroom at the Beartown Park. Can I get a motion in second?
Second.
Selectman Williams, Selectman Johnson, discussion. Selectman Johnson.
Did we ever find out what happened to the other one that was there? Like, how did that building get taken down?
I did not, Mr. Johnson, Ms. Alice making for that for us.
Yes, sir, I did check into it, and, Public Works did demolish it. The blocks were stacked up out there so that they could be moved, and, whatever was inside the building, the gentleman that constructed it, they got it. Now, as far as, who authorized it, I was at board meeting, I'm not sure, I looked through my minutes to see if we were given, instructions to tear it down, but I can recall that, and I had written down that, it was considered inadequate and could not be used, it couldn't even be used for storage because it would rain in it, and that's all that I can recall. But yes, Public Works did tear it down, and we did tear it down with a backhoe.
Did I hear you say that the material went back to the guy that built it?
The material that was inside the toilets and the sink, they were boxed up, they had never been used. I think they did, don't quote me. I think they did. I know we didn't take any of the material with us, we just did the work,
Okay.
my department.
Public Works backhoe demolished it.
Yes, sir.
Do you know who never mind, who the
I
driver was,
I will.
but,
No, sir, I don't know.
where did he just didn't climb on the backhoe and go push it?
Like I say right this minute, I do not know what the final instructions were on demolishing, but I do take responsibility for Public Works tearing it down.
Selectman Johnson.
But shouldn't this have been a board order to have it demolished?
If it was gonna be demolished, yes.
Ms. Barnes?
Yes.
So, you don't recall who directed you or instructed you to have Public Works to tear it down?
No, sir, I do not.
So that question was, do you remember? So did you tell the backhoe driver to go tear it down?
Not that I recall.
So,
Selectman Johnson.
okay, we got a building that's gone and nobody knows who's tore it down. Nobody knows who gave the instructions, so we're just out there doing things.
Well, I think,
Barnes has acknowledged that she will take responsibility for it. Even though she may not remember everything, but she's taking responsibility for it. So if you have a problem, then it's with Ms. Barnes, because she has said she takes responsibility for it.
Can we move this item on to the executive session?
Yes, please. Well, first of all, that item should have never been discussed, because we were talking about advertising for one bathroom.
Where are we on the agenda?
We're on advertising for one bathroom.
We got a motion and a second?
We got a motion and a second.
Is Mr. Cox still here?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Cox, everything else remains the same as far as, everything in the bathroom is what we talked about,
Well, I mean,
costs?
that's up to this board. I'm assuming that if y'all decide to rebid it, we'd bid the same bathroom though.
Okay, I can't remember which one, if it was
It's got
item one or two.
two stalls and for the ladies on the ladies'
Yeah,
side.
okay.
That's what we ended up bidding the first time.
Okay.
Any other questions for Mr. Cox?
No.
Any other questions? No other questions? All in favor of advertising, say aye.
Aye.
Opposers, nay. Let's continue. Consider approving the proposed lot subdivision of Highway 51 at Cedar Ridge Road, adjacent to Walgreens. Can I get a motion in a second?
So moved.
Second. Was that Selectman Tolan? Second.
Rockman told us.
Let's try to make sure I got it correct. It's been motioned by Selectman Brock, second by Selectman Tolan. Any discussion? No discussion. All in favor, say aye. Opposers, nay. Consider authorizing the closing of all of the city buildings on Thursday, July the 4th, 2019, and Friday, July the 5th, 2019, in observance of Independence Day for the city of McComb. Can I get a motion in second?
So moved.
Selectman Brock, Selectman Williams. Discussion. As you know, so often when holidays, we wait on the governor, and normally we go in with the dates that the governor has set. So in a proclamation, the governor has set the 4th and 5th. So we are just following behind the governor. Any other discussion? No discussion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposers, nay. Consider approving an alternate board meeting on Friday, June the 21st, 2019 at 10 a.m. Can I get a motion and second?
So moved.
Selectman Tolan. Selectman Williams. As you know, we will be at MML the following week when our regular board meeting is scheduled, so we need to pay bills. So I got with the CA and the city clerk, and we agreed that we'll have board meeting on the 21st, 10 a.m. Yes, sir.
Is that legal?
Yes, sir.
I thought our charter stipulated the meeting date, so board meeting.
It does, however, I do know for certain instances, like when you have holidays or when you have conventions or meetings, you have changed your meeting dates in order to allow payment of the bill.
Yes, sir.
We've done this most of the past 8 years.
No, we have not. We've always recessed these meetings.
Right. You can do both. You can recess or you can schedule another meeting. Now, if you want to recess it, you can recess it. Do a substitute motion to recess it.
Yeah, that's why we have recess down here. I think we can just recess.
Right, I see it as item 28.
That's why we had down there, problem, just to recess.
First time. First time.
Right, man.
Item 28.
Yeah, you got it. Yeah, always put it the way you want it.
So what we're gonna do with this?
Yeah, recess. gonna adjourn, is that correct?
You'll just recess it and come back next Friday.
Yeah.
Okay, then,
Motion to skip this item.
Second.
okay, it was motion to skip by Selectman Brown, second by Selectman Johnson. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, is nay. Hearing none, let's continue. You have some items that you would like to, addendum items. Let's get those over before we go into executive session, Mr. Brown.
Yes,
Do
addendum-
everybody have that copy of the addendum?
You have one.
I don't have one. Okay, and you said there's a sixth item, Mr. Brown?
Yes, there's 6 items. You want me to read it now?
Go ahead and read it so we can get them all together.
Item number 6 is Code Red Dynasty Deagle. This is gonna be a motion to instruct the city administrator to pull that privilege license effective immediately.
Conveying with the city attorney because of litigation, we need to discuss that in the executive session. And we'll come out and if it's necessary to take any action, but we need to discuss that in executive session because of litigation.
That's fine with me.
Okay, I'll just, okay. Okay, we have, so that would just be a part of the executive session, okay?
Do we need to adopt it?
I'm just trying to make sure Ms. Brock understands that we're gonna just take all that in this executive session, okay? Okay, there are 5 items that, and we already have executive session on the regular agenda. There are 4 additional items that, Mr. Brock has brought in for an addendum. You see those 4 items. Can I get a motion to amend the agenda?
So moved.
Okay. Selectman Hill. And Selectman Brown. Okay. Any discussion? No discussion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay. The first item is to consider receiving comments from Municipal Court Judge Brandon Frazier regarding demolition of property. Can I get a motion and a second?
So moved.
Selectman Brown.
Second.
Selectman Johnson. Any discussion? Any discussion? No discussion? All in favor, say aye. Opposed, is nay. At this time, we'll have our judge come talk to us about demolition of property. Judge Frazier.
Hello, Joey. Hey, Judge, how you doing? Judge, the last board meeting that we had our zoning people here and had plenty of discussion about demolition of properties. And, it kind of rolled over to you. I don't know if there's a misunderstanding or not understanding. What is your role in demolition of properties here in the city of McComb?
I can't do it.
Thank you.
Okay.
You mean you can't do the work or you can't do what?
As a judge, I determine who's guilty or innocent of violating the laws of the state and of the city. I don't demolish houses.
Selectman Johnson.
This question is for the attorney. The last work session, 2 of our employees, they said that they spoke with you about some ordinances being changed or revised. Could you speak to that, please?
Well, go back a little bit. So I know that they're having some discussion with the board about maybe some kind of outline or process of how the city demolishes abandoned property and buildings. So what I did is that I spoke to that department and suggested that we come up with just a step-by-step process on how that is done, and then before it's presented to the board, to just let me review it, so that if it needs to be, amended in any way, that I could do that. And so far, I have not received anything.
We were told last week that you had that information that he had gotten with you, and that this is, the way that they were doing it was okay.
No, I am still waiting to receive the step-by-step process, and so that, again, I can review it, and then we can present it to the board. Because it was my understanding in talking to the CA that the board wanted a step-by-step process. And so that's what I've been working towards.
But as of today, that hasn't been done.
I don't have anything. I don't know if the CA has anything.
So we were misled last week. He said that he had talks with the attorney, and they had came up with a step-by-step plan. Do you want me to play it for you?
I'm not questioning what you're saying, Mr. Johnson. I just don't, you said somebody was misled. I'm just trying to make sure I understand what you're saying.
He said that he had spoken with the city attorney, and they had came up with a step-by-step plan on how to do that.
Well, I know for a fact they were working on that now, for coming up with.
So where's the plan?
I said they were working on it, Mr. Johnson. Hell, I come over, she just told you that.
No. Again, I'm waiting to receive something from that department. I have not gotten anything, and so once I received it from that department, then I was going to take it and review it and make any amendments or edits to it for the board's review.
Okay.
And he said that had been done, is what I was trying to get to.
Okay, well, I don't remember him saying that. I mean, he prepared. I'm not questioning. I just don't remember him saying it.
Selectman Rob?
I think the judge was short and to the point. Judge, that's why I asked you to come here on this issue, but I would like to ask the zoning department, Mr. Green, for the next work session, can you come in here with an outline plan, give it to the attorney, and have it ready to talk about demolition at the work session?
Yes, I have it.
Thank you.
So Judge, this does not have to come to your courtroom.
There's a statute that allows you guys to demolish houses. It's a state statute.
And that's who should be doing it, and not the judge.
Okay.
Any other questions from Judge Frazier?
Sir.
Okay. Selectman Cameron. Wait, Judge. Selectman Cameron had his hand up. I'm good. He's good. You may be seated. Thank you, Judge. Okay. Wait, they're not through with you. I see you're still up next, Judge. Okay.
I will stick around.
It's number 2. Consider receiving comments from the municipal court judge, Brandon Frazier, regarding marijuana ordinances.
Okay. Judge Frazier, this we've been talking over a year about this marijuana ordinance, and I got a couple of questions. And it goes to the simple possession of marijuana. According to the state law, this 10 and 30 grams of marijuana. I'm not sure you're familiar with, I think it's Section 2A, marijuana and synthetic. It has a fine here of $100, no more than $250. If we create an ordinance with this first offense, no less than $100, no more than $150, will we be in line with state law?
Well, I mean, state law says, 4129, 139, 2A says, not less than 100, not more than 250. That's what the state law says. You also have an ordinance on this. In your code book, you have adopted two sections. Section 86.1 of your code charter book has adopted all the state laws and all state misdemeanors. So this state law has been adopted, and so we've been following that. You also have a law on drug paraphernalia, 86-2, and you also have a law on drug possession, 86-4. So you already have ordinances on drug possession, plus there's state laws on drug possession. So there's ordinance, City of McComb ordinance, and there is state law ordinance. Most cases I see filed in my court are from the state law, which is Section 2A that you were talking about. Less than 30 grams of marijuana or less than 10 grams of synthetic cannabis. So, I follow the laws that are passed by this board and the state of Mississippi. If those conflict, then I'll have to interpret that. But I can't give you a ruling on that this time because that'd be improper for me to give you my opinion.
Okay. Attorney, would we be within our right to set an ordinance of a minimum and a max within the state law?
Within the
fine, for the fine.
What are you proposing?
Proposing 100 minimum, a maximum of 150.
And read that state law again, Selectman Brock.
It says if 30 grams or less of marijuana, 10 grams of synthetic, it's imposed a fine by not less than $100, no more than $250, unless at a max. So will we be in our right?
If you're within it, if it doesn't exceed it, usually if you're within it, without really having first interpretation, if you're within it, usually yes. This being marijuana though, how is this, and I know we looked at this last October, how is this different from the first proposal that was made?
The first proposal, if I remember correctly, actually violated the state law.
But this one would be within that framework, our state statutory framework, correct?
Correct. The state gives us the option of how we can go to max and how low.
And we're not exceeding the max.
Right. So if we had an ordinance to adjust that stay within that, we would be within our right.
Usually, yes, but this is what I also like to do too, is since you've given me your max and your minimum, I think with our ordinance, there is some additional language, if my memory serves me correct, and I've been trying to determine what max and minimum the board wanted to propose so that I could get the board just some proposed language for you to consider. So if you'd like, what I could do is take this 100 minimum, 150 max, and just draft a proposal for y'all to consider, and I can just email it to you, the mayor, and the CA.
Okay.
And also Judge Frazier also.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
And also on the second offense, where it has $250 minimum, second offense, and a max of 1,000. Also in that proposal, 250 is the max. It also says 6 months in jail, the max 10 days. And then back to the judge, the other question is, it goes on under the judge about, let me get some glasses on. It says upon the first, second conviction under paragraph 2A, the court shall forward report to the conviction to Mississippi Bureau of Narcotics, which shall make and maintain a private, non-public record for a period not to exceed 2 years from date of conviction, the private non-public record shall be solely for the use of the courts in determining the penalties which attach upon conviction under paragraph 2A, and shall not constitute a criminal record for the purpose of private or administrative inquiries, and the record of each conviction shall be expunged at the end of 2-year period. Are we doing that?
The clerks are the ones that transmit this information. This is kept to see if someone should be charged with a second or a third. So this is an administrative function that's done by the clerk, so you'd have to check with the clerks about, see if they're forwarding the convictions to the Bureau of Narcotics or not. It's almost like a DUI. DUI convictions are forwarded to the Department of Public Safety. That's handled by the clerks.
So when employees do background checks, am I understanding this to say that the marijuana conviction cannot be included in a background check?
If we're following what we are doing that within the statute, and that's something that we're gonna have to check with to make sure that it's being adhered to. And I think the last time we checked, it was.
Last time we checked, it was, this information was being sent to...
Right, the last time we checked it was last year. Well, we had this discussion since I've been here, when we inquired about it, and it was being followed.
Okay.
And if we need to check again, we can.
All right, now who would be expunging these records?
You have to file a petition with the court to get it expunged.
I believe this section of the code you're talking about is the Bureau of Narcotics getting rid of the records in their office.
Right, but he's asking about expunging records.
Right, there's no automatic expungement.
Right, and so you have to apply to the court for an expungement.
So if the conviction was in his court, they'll apply to him?
Okay.
It would apply to, right.
Let's see if we can get some clarity to that, where I can understand it in layman's terms, because what I read here, it doesn't say Mississippi Bureau of Narcotics. It says records shall be solely for the use of the courts in determining the penalties. And what I'm getting to, I guess, is make sure that when employers are hiring people and they do background check, then they don't lose a job just because they have marijuana.
I think that's what they're saying, Selectman Brock. Once the inmate is booked in, they're putting in AS-400, and also they're checked with NCIC, and they also are put into a database with the Federal Bureau of Narcotics as well. And some charges we just don't supposed to put in with the federal, and this is one of the ones that fall under it. And if you just put it in AS-400, it can only be used for the courts. And a source of employment cannot log into our AS-400 system and look at what charges a citizen has, or a potential employee has.
Correct. They cannot log in, of course, but we should not be voluntarily giving that information through a background check.
It wouldn't come from us. It would come from the federal system, and there are certain charges that just shouldn't be entered into that system. And if they are, then it's going to pull up. But in this case, it shouldn't be. This charge should not be entered into that system. And if it is, that's a problem. If not, everything's looking fine.
Okay. Whatever we need to do to make sure this is happening properly, we need to look into it and make sure we get it.
Definitely.
Cleared up.
So could we get one of the municipal clerks to be at our next work session?
Let's see. Judge, I had one more thing. Under the same statute, it says possession under our fees or charges of misdemeanor. It says first offense, $427.75. Is that over the state, or how do we?
Well, see, what you have is you have your court fine, and then you have your state assessment. The state of Mississippi assesses state assessments on every crime we have.
Right.
And I'm prohibited by law from reducing the state assessment. I can reduce our fine to 0, but you're still going to pay the state assessment. And that state assessment varies depending on what crime you're convicted of. On a traffic ticket, when you pay your traffic ticket, the city doesn't get all that money. We spend probably, I can't remember the exact amount, so I'll have to ask the clerks, but I think on a traffic ticket, $88 of it goes to the state of Mississippi. We don't even get that money. So that amount there would be the fine plus the state assessment charge.
Do you happen to know, right off the top of your head, Judge, how much state and how much the city?
Miss Sonia remits the state assessment, so she knows those. I have to always ask her the court costs to see what those are. But they give me the fine amounts, like right there, and that's what I impose. So that would be, I'll let you try back into the number, but it would be state assessment plus the fine amount.
Okay, and I think a few months ago you talked about a plan where, I'm not going to say, some type of plan where the amount that we really charge the individuals, 100% of that comes back to the city.
Right. We checked with the state auditor's office, and even if you charge it under a city ordinance, the state auditor's office informed us you still are supposed to collect the state assessment. So the state wants their state assessment.
Oh, so you can't do what you want to do.
No, we're not going to be able to just charge people under the ordinance. We checked into that, and even under ordinances, you're supposed to pay the state assessment. So I'm going to the judges' conference, and it's a topic of conversation. We wish our legislature would give the judges the authority to reduce state assessments, but the legislature has not seemed to give us that. We can reduce criminal sentences, we can reduce fines, but we cannot reduce the state assessment as judges. That's the one thing we can't do. So.
But let me ask you one more thing,
yes, sir.
because it brings on another question.
Yes, sir.
Possession of marijuana, first offense, this fine is $427.75.
Okay.
So when it comes to first offense, more, not less than, no more than, how does that work out?
Sometimes we can, as judges, we can reduce the fines, but if we reduce, I think y'all had this happen a number of months ago, where the judge reduced the fine collected below the state assessment amount, and the city board had to come up with the money and pay the difference. I don't know if y'all remember that or not, but I remember that. So I have to be very careful when I'm reducing fines, because if I reduce it below the state assessment, then you guys have to start cutting a check to the state.
Right, and that number, the state assessment number, is fixed or is it percentage-wise?
It depends on what the crime is, but there is a schedule, and the clerks keep up with that. That's why I try to follow my clerks very closely when we do fines, and because we have to make sure that we're not going below that state assessment. Because like I said, if I go below the state assessment, you guys are going to get a bill here at the board. So.
Okay. Thanks, sir.
All right.
And Mr. Brown, in our consent docket, tonight, you mentioned the state revenue. Out of that was collected by municipal court, $8,980.13 went to the state.
Judge, what do you, if you can answer this question, what do you sentence now on simple possession charges? What's the fine that you impose now?
I mean, it depends on if there's multiples, or, I mean, it depends on the case. It really does. I mean, but I do have state assessment fees. I mean, those numbers there are the guidelines. If I go below those numbers, we run in, I have to make sure it don't go too low, because we'll run into state assessment. We'll go into state assessment. But I mean, it varies by case. I mean, so very rarely do we have just someone charged with simple possession. It's usually multiple there's usually multiple citations. It could be improper equipment, it could be no driver's license, and this also doesn't cover possession of marijuana in a motor vehicle. That's actually a separate section of your code there. It's under section 2A. So that's a totally different crime and a totally different penalty. There's also possession of paraphernalia. So the device used to ingest or hold a marijuana container is possession of paraphernalia. That carries up to 6 months in the county jail. And so just the joint rolling papers can be paraphernalia. So like I said, I mean, you know, there's lots of different ways that people get charged with crimes when they're handling illegal narcotics.
Okay, any other questions on this topic for Judge Frazier? Okay, Judge Frazier, thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Third item, consider receiving comments from Selectman Ronnie Brock regarding millage for streets.
Mr. Butler. Yes, sir. We've been talking for a couple of months about some millage, fixing the streets, and the mayor's been involved, Mr. Day's been involved. You got a recommendation how we need to move forward with millage, fixing the streets? What certain millage will bring us, how much we need?
All right, well, I did get this information from Mr. Day. I think you asked me what our capacity was as far as what we could borrow. And Mr. Day said we could borrow right at $5 million. That's our capacity. That's our max. I don't think we want to borrow that much, Mr. Brock. You know what I mean? Because you don't want to max it all the way out. But of course, it'll be up to the board on what you would like to do and how much of that you would like to do. And I think your part concern is street paving. Is that correct?
Correct.
So that was just what I got from Mr. Day on our funding capacity. Yes, sir.
So, what is a meal worth?
Right at $98,000. I'll tell you exactly, it's $98,290 is how much one meal worth.
And how many meals were you proposing?
We hadn't gotten there yet. I had just been providing you information that you could make an intelligent decision.
So right at $100,000, you know.
Mr. Butler, I'm really not sure how this works. So, are you saying if we raise it $1 million, this is what we're going to get at the end of the?
No, sir.